Yo, Fabian Speaks, man. We are back with a video, and I kind of wanted to make a video just talking about, the world, life, perception, natural, partially talking into supernatural. But this is just a vent session, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below, man. I don't know, man. Just in terms of the world, right? The world, right? And I don't even know how to have this conversation without sounding what people of the world or what some people would deem as preachy, right? You're just preaching, man. But I would think even an atheist would have come to a certain understanding that life is super empty, right? Whether it's in abundance or whether you're living it in lack. Like the tangible items of life aren't to be valued, man. Like who cares? You know, and I don't think I need to, like I said, like I prefaced with, I don't think I need to preach for some people to come to that understanding, or I don't think I need to be a believer in Christ to come to that understanding. You know, there's very rich people, right, who have it all and tend to always have a narrative, not always, but they tend to have a narrative of money doesn't buy happiness. Like you can hit the top and reach success, you'll probably feel more empty than before. I think that what makes the world cyclical or what makes it go around, right, is like the chase, the need to acquire, to have abundance, to accumulate, just to have and to have more and to be okay and to feel safe and to feel secure. And what typically equates to that? Financial gain, right? Monetary gain. So that's why obviously money makes the world go around in some senses, right? You know, you need money to eat, to survive. So yeah, that's a no-brainer, but I can't be the only one out here thinking that regardless of trials and hardships, to be able to use some critical thinking and see, man, there's gotta be more to an existence, right? Like you could have the prettiest life of all time, but then you look outside your window and you see so much chaos and destruction. Like, would you still feel cool in your skin? You know, it's kind of like you see somebody, you walking down the street and you see them getting beat up. Maybe somebody getting attacked. Like you see wickedness, you see some hate going on, but are you okay with just walking past it? And even if you are cool with walking past it, like, do you have peace within your heart, within your spirit? Do you feel any empathy for a person who's getting attacked, regardless if you choose to step in or not? You see where I'm going? Like, do people have a heart is what I'm kind of equating it to. Because I can mirror those two examples in a way that you may not be getting involved in the things that happen outside your front door. You may not obviously have a hand in things that are on the news, on the media, but you tend to have grief or a heart for those who have lost things, those who are harmed, those who are facing injustice, right? And some people we obviously know don't care. They're just cold-blooded, right? But I think that plays into the conversation, being able to use some critical thinking to understand that this ain't it, y'all. This ain't it. And honestly, as I reflect over what I'm saying, I think for it to fully go over the top or to bridge the gap, you know, you have to believe in God. You have to believe in the supernatural. You have to believe in an all-knowing being who's of love, sent his son to die on the cross for our sins, man. So it's like my body, my mind, or my flesh, so to speak, has been exhausted in this life world. Like I just look at things and I perceive them a certain way, like this can't be it. My job can't be the only thing. Like, that's why I try to make videos like this to influence, encourage, inspire people, motivate people. That's why I try to put my best foot forward and become something, accomplish things, not to just for my own selfish desires, but obviously I got my family, my friends in mind, and you know how I can affect the masses. I know that this is a piece to that puzzle, right? If I'm putting certain messaging out there, certain inspiration out there, hopefully people gravitate towards it, hopefully people accept it. But, you know, it's just this realization, and I don't know if God naturally put that in my spirit to be already disconnect from the world, because he has work for me to do like this, messages to pass along, messages to relay, to kind of speak to the people. But this world is fleeting, man. If you're investing in the world, you've lost. If you're loving the world, you've lost, man. Don't love the world and for what it provides. I think more or less you should be loving the relationships you cultivate, maybe the gifts God's blessed you with to be able to do the wondrous things, the work you do in life, right? Have appreciation for the work, because God built you and created you to do that work. He's equipped you to do that work, whether it's just certain skills, like I said, or gifting you have. Have appreciation for your relationships, those who stuck by your side, those who love you, your family, your friends, those you can spend community, time with. Just have time to gather, and like these things, man, these things are abundant. These things have unlimited value to them. Not you getting $1 million, and even though those things would be good, because I honestly believe that you can, obviously, we understand you can still re-emphasize or reuse that towards everything I talked about before, helping people, your family, your loved ones, right? So money isn't evil, right? That's not what I'm getting at. And we know, obviously, that quote in detail is that money isn't the root, it's the love of it. So, but yeah, man, I know I've said a lot, but I was having a conversation with my dad, so to speak. And I've told my dad at a point in time in the past that I don't care to live till like I'm 100 years old. And, people of the world, they're like, oh my God, or 100 is a stretch. But I think I said, I don't want to be late 80s. Like, I just want to live to my 70s or so, maybe 75. 80 would probably be pushing it, man. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying this prematurely. Obviously, there's a thing in the back of my mind of like, because there's some fit 80-year-olds, right? Health on point, all this and that. But I just don't want to be what do they call it? Like bedridden, or basically like, just struggling to get around, right? Struggling to walk around, a burden on everybody else like that. And it's just the recycled nature of life. It's just like, what's changing? What's new? Like, I don't care about this anymore. So, being a very spiritually inclined person and believing in the afterlife and Christ and what's in store for his children, I want to be called home. Like, I would rather go home, And I think that it's all strategic, man. Like, imagine if I grew up in a multi-million-dollar family, a trust fund baby. Would I have faced the trials and tribulations? Would I have the perspective that I have? Would I have the will to do this kind of work and reach out to people and touch people? Likely not. So obviously this is a part of God's plan for me to have this mindset, so that I can relay messages like this, to not invest in the world, to store your treasures in heaven, to spend more time doing things that have some merit to them, man, some ethic, moral value, man, that's rooted in love, So a lot of people won't understand any of what I'm saying. Some people are just cool being in the matrix, being in this game, or what is a game, so to speak, running their course, dying. We don't care what happened after that. It just is what it is. Whereas, things that are promised to us through Christ is, abundant life, joyous eternity. Like, imagine if you could be in a place to where you lived forever, right? But it's not like you weren't in the physical sense of the flesh, right? You got a new renewed body. Pain and suffering is completely gone and diminished. Like, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? But a scary contrast is the people who tend to enjoy what they deem as heaven on earth, right? They enjoy the abundance, the money, the finances. They live a life full of sin, or just doing what they want, free reign to do what I want. I live life, man. I can just go in peace now. And that's the thing, is some people, they don't have an understanding of the spirit. They don't have an understanding of what God has in store for his children. So they think that, hey, I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish. It's all said and done. I can call it quits now. And that's a sad reality, because I've had conversations with people who are of different religions and belief systems, and they didn't care for the whole idea that I just mentioned, like, an afterlife and eternity, and, it just doesn't make sense to me. At that point, I feel like you just a broken individual. Like, you are just a down bad person to reject eternity in abundant love, peace, serenity, like, just awesomeness. But you reject that. That's pride and ego to me, because you don't want to believe that God exists, or you don't want to believe Jesus Christ exists. but he's willing to give you something that's eternal through love. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mentioned, the people of the world who are lost, or some people you can, it won't even make sense to them. I recall a response I got from somebody when I had this conversation, and they just said, like, what do you think happens when you die? Oh, I don't think anything happens when I die. I think it's just over. You know, the credits roll, fade to black, cut to black. It's over. It's dead. We done. And they were so satisfied with that response compared to what I just emphasized. You know, a holy kingdom. You're like a utopia, so to speak. So that's how lost some folks are. And, you know, have grace towards people like that, because, you know, some people just haven't been exposed. So, you know, this is where I encourage the folks to continue to pick up their cross and encourage people and have conversations, you know, if you believe, obviously. But, yeah, man. Yeah, that was on my spirit, you know, so I had to give that to y'all. I had to, you know, record this video. So comment down below, let me know if that's, man. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless. We'll see y'all in the next video, man. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.